Hello. Hello. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Transfer Show. That's right, it's Friday, and as you can see, we've got Sam alongside me to talk all things United. Happy it's weekend, Sam?
Yeah, it's good. Get to Friday. It's not been too painful of a week. Shame the weather's not nice this weekend though.
Yeah, it didn't last very long, did it? Literally 2 days of exhausting sun, and now it's back to Manchester weather, pissing it
14
down.
degree shite.
Yeah, it's not great. Now, as per, there's obviously a lot of transfer talks surrounding Manchester United, and we're certainly going to dive into it all, but we're trying to reach the goal of 250 subscribers, and I think we're about 8 off it now. I think we're on 242.
242, yeah.
So, if we can hit that goal real soon, we'd really appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that button and like the video. We've got a jam-packed show today. Literally, we've got transfer news. We've got Ten Hag's press conference to cover. We're going to chat about the game tomorrow, like a little preview. And Bruno Fernandes, I believe, has been speaking to Sky Sports as well. So let's start off with the transfer stories, Sam. I'm going to start off with a big one and one of your favourite players, Jesse Lingard. This story broke last night whilst we was actually live. We spoke about it briefly, but I'm going to do it a little bit more in depth now. 200k a week, 1-year contract. Is it a good move for him? And is it a good move for Nottingham Forest, do you think, Sam?
It's a good move for him because he's getting paid wedge for a year's contract, so definitely a good move for him. No pressure at Nottingham Forest because let's face it, if they survive in the Premier League, that's pretty much what's expected of them. They're not expected to win any trophies or qualify for Europe or anything. So I think less pressure, and I think a year's contract's reflecting his idea. I think he's just gonna go contract to contract, different teams, and just earn as much money as possible in the sort of last stages of his career. So I think that's what he's planned. I think he might go to America or something after this. I think that might be his move and just earn a shit ton of money.
I was thinking before about this contract, a year long, 200k a week. Do you think footballers, like you've kind of seen the new niche in football now, everybody's waiting until the last year of the contract so they get a free move and then the wages get like doubled, don't they? Do you think players are going to start doing this now, only accepting 1 year, 2 year contracts? If they get such a lucrative wage like that, you're not tied down to anything. If the season goes tits up, it doesn't matter anyway because you're going to move on, aren't you?
It works in the player's favour, but it kind of screws teams because you can't long term plan. Because if you sign a player to a 1 year deal, you've got to play and think, right, well, they're only here for a year. They're going to be gone next year. So I can't plan my tactics, my team for next year and develop because they may or may not be here. And a lot of managers are going to find a problem with that. And if this is what... I'm sure there's always going to be a team who's going to take on somebody like Jesse Lingard or Paul Pogba. There's always going to be some suitor for him. But it's going to get to a point where managers and teams are just going to go, there's no point in signing these sort of players because we can't plan. We can't do anything. We can't develop long term. Obviously, it works for teams like Nottingham Forest who come up, just want to survive, so they just need numbers and good players in just to survive. And it takes a couple of years, then they stabilise themselves and then they'll build themselves up. But for teams with any higher ambition up the table, it's going to be tricky to sort of sign players like that. It's quite a risky business if it doesn't pay off.
Yeah, if you're going to take a positive from this, I suppose, because a lot of people have been really negative about it online and stuff on Twitter, and they're saying like it's only moved for social media, there's no sporting ambition or whatever, blah blah blah. But I look at it on the flip side as well. If they can get Jesse Lingard that was at West Ham when he went there and had such a good spell, he scored like 9-10 goals. I think it's a good deal for them as long as they get that Jesse Lingard. If they get the Jesse Lingard we had against Young Boys when he just didn't look interested, wasn't asked at all, he was applying no pressure across the pitch, just didn't want to play at all. It just depends which one they get. If you get the one that they got at West Ham, then I think they've got a good deal there, to be fair. But if you're paying 200k a week, I think we discussed it, what's that, 800k a month, you've about £8 million are you paying something? Yeah. Is that about right?
Something like that.
So it's like a loan fee essentially, isn't it, that you're paying?
Yeah.
Just without the actual loan itself. They'll be there for a year contract and then he's gone. Yeah, I think there's another thing I wanted to talk about on Lingard. No, I think that's everything on Lingard. So we'll move on to the.
Just before
This
you
is
move
a
on,
story. Go on.
what do you think? Because obviously we're going to play Nottingham Forest next year. What sort of reception do you think he gets at Old Trafford? Do you think he gets like applauding and stuff like that? Do you think he get booed?
No. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think he definitely will. Do you know what? I get it's just the way he is. Pogba was similar. It's just the way they are. They're very flamboyant. They like dancing. They like it. But the thing after he left United, I thought was a little bit distasteful. Where he's dropping his TikToks and he's like, and he's got his brother tweeting like he needs to be freed from this prison.
That's why he was at United. He was at United.
Yeah.
He was tweeting. He was putting on Instagram pictures of the West Ham stadium and stuff like.
Yeah. Exactly. He sold all the kits and blah, blah, blah. And that's why I said, do you think Nottingham Forest are looking at that side of it as well and thinking they can bring some eyeballs to us commercially and et cetera, et cetera. We'll sell more kits. We'll definitely sell more Nottingham Forest kits with it. I actually like the kit. I don't know if you've seen it.
The red one. Fresh. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Do you know what is nice? Have you seen the Umbro Werder Bremen one? Have you seen that?
No.
It's like a peach pink and a forest green. It's beautiful. Really, really
I'll
nice.
Look at that.
It's definitely. Obviously, it's no Venezia kit. Like that's gold standard.
That's like but that's like top.
Absolutely amazing kit, but
top 3 kits in Europe right now, 100%. So yeah, that's everything on Jesse Lingard. Again, I know we spoke about it last night very briefly, but I just wanted to speak about it a bit more.
Drop your thoughts in the chat about Jesse Lingard if you're in the chat.
Yeah, definitely, because it's dividing opinion. I'd say 75% of people are like, fuck him, don't want him here, whatever, blah blah blah. But I've seen 25% saying wish him well and whatever, blah blah. I've always liked him as a player. He's scored goals for us in finals and stuff. So yeah, there's always divided opinions, but that's football for you, innit? Let's move it on. So this next article, should I say, is regarding Frenkie de Jong and Memphis Depay. And it says, Barcelona are prioritising selling Frenkie de Jong and Memphis. Xavi will hold a meeting with both players in the US and will try to convince them to leave. He will push for it, which could end up working. That is from Luis Miguel, I don't know how to pronounce that name, at Sport. I got a question for you, Sam. What would you say if Barcelona offered Memphis and de Jong for 100 million? If he said, right, the de Jong deal will get done, you can have Memphis as well for 100 mil.
I don't want Memphis.
But that's the only way you can take de Jong.
Can we then loan him out? Can we do that?
Memphis?
Yeah.
Give us your reasons why you don't want why you don't want Memphis.
I think he had he's one of those players, much like Jesse Lingard and Paul Pogba. He's about the image and about himself and his brand. And I think he got told. Was it Wayne Rooney? He got told off by. He showed up in.
I think so. Yeah.
Was it a Lambo or a Bentley? I can't remember what he showed up in as.
Something ridiculous.
Showed up in like this ostentatious car that was like bright green or orange or something. And Wayne Rooney had to play him and he was in like threads that were like Versace and all, and he looking like Jesse Lingard does mostly. 29-year-old dressing like he's 14, just stupid.
Which
clothing.
You don't mind, do you? If the football side of it comes with them as well.
Yeah.
Like you remember David Beckham. David Beckham had all the haircuts in the world. His fashion sense was mental.
Back it up on the pitch.
100%. Yeah.
Back it up on the pitch. If you play and you're amazing on the pitch, I don't give a shit what you wear. Like wear whatever you want, but you back it up in the pitch. So yeah, I just think that personality is not what Ten Hag wants or needs in the dressing room, for one.
I agree.
And two, he wasn't that good when he was here. He had moments, little sort of things. He started off really well, didn't he? When he came in, he scored like in the first couple of games. Did really well. And then after that, tailed off. I just don't think it worked. I don't think it's the right profile of player for us at all, especially with Ten Hag. We want players who want to be here, work hard, not massive personalities, because I think we've got rid of all of them. Pogba's gone, Lingard's gone, so big personalities have gone. Like everybody who's in the team now, like who would you say the biggest personality in the team now is? Bruno?
Most vibrant, would you say?
Yeah, Bruno?
Probably. Fred's quite vibrant, I'd say, but Bruno's got more of a profile. It's obviously Ronaldo, but Ronaldo, we don't know whether he's Rashford, maybe.
No, he's dead quiet though. He's dead. He's bored.
Oh, do you mean like a bubbly kind
of?
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes is probably the biggest one at the minute.
That's what you want, innit? Like you want players who are they're not boring, but they're not absolute monsters on social media and
Yeah.
out in the press, and you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake, just shut up.
Like the best way I can describe it is, so I don't know why it really annoyed me, but when he did move to Nottingham Forest, the post he was putting on and then when Pogba went back to Juventus, when he's on the plane and he's like giving it all this, I'm back and blah blah blah, and it's just like, yeah, it's like you never left, mate, because you've done fuck all for us anyway. So,
Such an unambitious move as well to go back to Juventus, isn't it? It's like, I don't want to test myself at another team. I don't want to try another league.
Yeah.
It's like, now I'm going to go back to where everybody loved me and everybody thought I was great. And just have these, like, it's so unambitious.
Yeah, the pressure's off. The pressure's off completely.
Shout out to Severe in the chat. Yes, lads. How's it going, Severe? You all right, mate? All good.
Yeah. I have a feeling he might have opinion on Jesse Lingard's move.
Yeah,
and
Severe.
Paul Pogba's move as
Severe,
well.
drop your opinions on Jesse Lingard in the chat for us. Let us know.
Yeah. Interested to know. But yeah, moving back to Memphis, Depay and De Jong. Well, let's say De Jong, right? I wanna get your what we're gonna do right now, and anyone who's watching as well can do this. Try predict a day when he will sign. So let's see who can get the closest. I'm gonna click this up. I'm gonna put it on TikTok, and we will come in with the entries and stuff. So Sam, give us a day or date, whatever, when Frankie De Jong will sign. Obviously, it might not sign. It might not happen. But if he does, what will the date be?
It's not July. It's not happening this month.
Okay. Well, I think how long we got left in July? A week? Is it something like that?
Yeah, a week and
Roughly?
a bit. So it won't be July. Can't see it first week of August. Maybe let's go. Let's to hedge my bets. Let's say, when's it shut? 2nd of September. Is that the day it shuts?
Yeah. You're going to say the 2nd of September,
Let's go 1st of September. Let's go the day before.
The 1st of September.
Yeah.
Are you going to throw a time with that as well? Just to be a bit cocky?
Late in the evening. Late in the evening. Like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. Something like stupid like that. Something like that, yeah.
Okay. I will say mid-August. I'll say about 18th. What's the 18th? Because I feel like that's going to be some shit day. Because it won't get announced on like a Tuesday, will it? Let's be honest.
No.
The 18th of August is a Thursday. So I'll say the 19th then.
Okay.
19th of August, 5 o'clock, Frankie De Jong will get signed. Let us know, guys, whoever's watching in a minute,
Fabrizio
when
Romano.
you think...
Here we go.
When you think we will get De Jong done deal or De Jong, here we go. Whether it be the end of August, start of September, like Sam's saying. I hope not. I really hope not, because, Jamie, I can't deal with that's another month and like another 6 weeks.
But think Glazers, social media interactions and like mentions, that's all going to go up.
And stuff. Yeah.
Newspapers can sell shit. Like, it's all works in the Glazers' favour, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Severe's in the chat. Jesse's clip was cringe. I can't lie. Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
And he also said Frankie will sign 2 weeks after they get back from their pre-season tour. So what date is that? When did they get back from their pre-season tour?
Well, when does La Liga start? More to the point, I'll find out when La Liga starts because obviously they should come off about a week before that, shouldn't they?
That's Severe's prediction.
In theory.
Severe's prediction.
What, a week after they come back?
2 weeks after they get back from pre-season tour.
Yeah, Severe, let us know. I can't be searching for
Put a date in, Severe. Put a date in.
I reckon it's probably similar to mine. It'll be close to mine, like mid-August maybe, something like that. So yeah, that's potential incomings. Let's move on to outgoings. I think you know where this is going. George Mendes is still optimistic about signing Cristiano Ronaldo for Atletico Madrid. If the problem is economical, Atletico will work to sell overpaid players like Antoine Griezmann or Sal Niguez. Good luck selling fucking Sal Niguez because he had a stinker at Chelsea. His loan was absolutely shocking.
I was so excited for him. I was so excited for Sal Niguez. A lot of people was... And then he just did fuck all.
He was terrible. Absolutely terrible. This is coming from Anton Miana and Ella Guerrero. Not sure how credible they are, I have to be completely honest. But look, we're just here to report news. That's our job. I personally think this is bullshit. Doesn't make any sense for me whatsoever, financially, morally, trophy-wise. Like, I'm not sure why he would go to Atletico Madrid. I don't know what you think, Sam.
Nah, he's not going to Atletico. It's not happening. He's a legend for Real Madrid. Atletico fans hate him. They hate him. He's not going there.
And Simeone's gone on record before and said that he would have had 3 Champions Leagues if it wasn't for Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's not going there. There's like rumours, he's going to get a transfer, not a transfer, a wage. He'd take a wage cut. He's not fucking taking a wage cut. He's not taking a wage cut.
Well, he said 30% in it. It's obviously he's gone. I don't know if that means from the current wages he was on, which was 500k, but now it's been knocked down because of Champions League rights to 370k, I think it is. So if he was to take 30% of that, it'd be 37 times 5, about 100k off. I think something like that.
He's looking like. So it's looking more and more like he'll stay. That's what it's looking like because Chelsea are not doing it. Bayern Munich, which I thought made the most sense, they've ruled themselves out. He's not going to Atletico. It's not happening. Real Madrid.
How confident are you on that?
I'd say
I would say if he was like a confidence meter that he's not going to go to Atletico Madrid.
Like 99%.
Oh, so he's a 1%.
It's because it's football. You never know, do you? You never know what happens. I never say never in football, ever. Like, you just don't because shit can happen. Like, it can. Who saw Messi leaving Barcelona?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Apparently he's going back next year as well.
Yeah, that guy was a Barcelona lifer. Like, he was never going to leave. And then, obviously, financial, economic reasons.
Barcelona doing an absolute madness. £1.2 billion debt.
Who thought Lewandowski would leave Bayern? I thought he was there for life. I didn't see him leaving at all.
Well, Bundesliga have had 2 giants leave, haven't they? They've had Lewandowski and Haaland both go to the best strikers in the league.
And they lost Sancho. So, yeah, it's interesting. But, yeah, I'm pretty confident on that. Like, I wouldn't bet my entire house on it, but I'd bet a lot of equity on it that he wouldn't go there. But you never know in football. You never know.
I hope so, because that, to me, would show utter desperation from Ronaldo if he was to go from United to there. And like you said, the Madrid fans would not be happy at all if he did. But then again, he might just be thinking about himself. For me, I imagine Ronaldo just being sat there now and just being like, I need trophies, I need Ballon d'Ors, I need goals,
Champions League.
Like, trophies is massive for him. He's coming into the twilight end of his career. He's probably got another 2 years at the top, 3 years at most, I'd say. And Messi's just pipping him at the minute with that 7 Ballon d'Ors. That'll be driving him mental because when both the careers are done, they'll look back and say, "Oh, who won more best players of the year, Messi?" And that'll kill him, absolutely kill him, I believe.
The system in Atletico doesn't suit him either. It's not. It's such a pragmatic defensive system, such a shit out system. Like it just doesn't suit him at all. I don't think.
And also, like we said last night as well, Madrid won the league last year. They also won the Champions League. Barcelona have just bought so many talented players that they're going to be.
Real Madrid have bought a shit ton of players.
Yeah, so I can't see Atletico winning the league next year. I think it's absolute bullshit. If there's a percentage meter on that, I'd say about 5%. Because as you said, anything can happen in football, but that I don't think it's
Severe's gone the same date as you. He said the last game is 31st of July in the States. He's talking about Barcelona's pre-season tour. I'd say mid-August 18th. Ronaldo will go to any UEFA Champions League team. He has zero loyalty and it wouldn't matter to him if he played for Real. Interesting.
We'll see. If that happens, we'll see how much it gets blown up if he goes to Atletico Madrid. I can't imagine him in the shirt. I really can't.
No.
I wish him the best if he does go, but we'll see what happens with that. Sticking on attackers, Sam, I want to speak about one of our own, and Sevilla is going to be very happy about this.
You know he's going to love it.
He's
going to love it.
Eric Ten Hag has decided to keep Antony Martial before Manchester United flew to Bangkok, so he made his decision prior to the pre-season. Certainly seems like Ten Hag's getting the best out of him. How impressive is it for a coach to get a tune out of him? Because do you think at the end of last season, Sam, you know how his loan spell went in Sevilla. You know how he was for us. He scored, I think, 1 goal against Everton. I think Sevilla was the only person on the planet who was like, he's still got something in him. Trust me. And we were all like, come on, Sevilla, man. Like, Sevilla, man. Even Sevilla was like,
he was waiting towards the end, wasn't he? He was
like, maybe it's done, but maybe there's something in it. But look, it looks like he's revived him and literally brought him back to life because I always say he looks really good in the system. He suits linking up with Rashford, suits linking up with Sancho. He knits play together well in that attacking phase. How impressive is it that Ten Hag's got him back to this form at the minute? Because if he continues what he's doing now into the Premier League, he could do a madness this season, and it's come out of nowhere.
Well, he's been. We saw what happened when Ollie made him the main man in the team. We had that season, him and Rashford, like the sort of 19, 20 goals. We saw what happened when you instill him with the feeling that it's all about him and he's the guy for you. And Ten Hag is such a high, like we were saying before he came in, that he hoped that we knew Ten Hag was a quality man coach, like he was a quality tactics, man to man, what's it called? Man management.
Tactician, man management.
His man management was second to none. Like he took, like we said, he took player like Haller from West Ham, where he had not a shite season, but not a great one up for West Ham, and turned him into one of the highest scoring strikers in the Champions League.
Tadic as well.
Tadic, the same thing. He's took unknown players like Antony, made him into stars. Like we're now trying to buy Lissandro Martinez, Timber, Gravenberch, Matsuare, all these players who all go into massive clubs now. He did that. His coaching, his man management did that. So if anybody was going to get a tune out of Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford and stuff, it'd probably be him. He's probably the guy who's going to do it, and I'm so happy to be proven wrong, because honest to God, I was just like, why are we not selling Martial? Why are we not cashing in on him? And obviously it was because of his wages. That's a big sort of stumbling block, but I'm so glad Ten Hag has took to him, saw something in him and gone, this guy's got something. I can make a striker out of him, and B, make him score a shit ton of goals for us. So I'm so glad that he's done that. You can see the evidence of Ten Hag's, not only his tactics and his the way his style of players, but also now evidence that players are improving. Dalot, Sancho, Martial, all improving. Malasia's only been here like a couple of weeks. He's already showing looks good. Lissandro Martinez, God knows how good he's going to be when he comes in. I can't wait for that. Donny looked good the other day as well. He looked fantastic. Obviously, he's worked with him before. So, yeah, I'm so glad I've been proven wrong. And I'm glad that Severe's been proven right.
Yeah. I'm not going to name the person who it was. It was a big Twitter account before that put 6 months ago, most of our fan base wanted Martial sold. Now he's the guy. How long till these fans turn on him again? Our fans flip-flop more than any other fan. It's embarrassing. And I put, obviously, if someone's performing and they're putting in the work, why would we still be like, he's not the guy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's clearly turning it around and he's looking promising. So the fan base are getting behind it. How can you then try, criticise fans for doing that? Like, it's just... Stuff like that really annoys me. Football opinion can change so much. Like, anyone knows that. Within a few months, a few weeks, you can say one player's the absolute gravy. The next 2 months, you'll be saying he's shit, he's out of form, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
The media blows it up as well. Like, the media amplifies fan opinion. Because obviously, like, when you go to, you go to a game, I've shouted at players when I've been to a game. Go, fucking useless, blah, blah. But it's an explosion of emotion. Like, football is so emotional. And that's what happens. And it's afterwards you take a look and you look back at it and you go, right, let's analyse this, let's look at it. Last year, Rashford was abysmal. He was so awful. But we still were like, we hope he's going to turn it around, because if he doesn't turn it, like, I was fully prepared. If he did turn it around this season, I was fully prepared, go. Like that.
Yeah, we also did one more season with him and Luke Shaw. They've got one more to prove that he can still play at that top level.
And the same with Anthony Martial, we're ready for him to go, but he's proved us wrong. And that's all you want from your players. You want your players to prove they doubt us wrong and play and work hard, and that's what he's doing. If you do that, you can change fan opinion, which is something Pogba didn't do. Pogba was just expecting people to be fans and support him no matter what, and he didn't endear himself to fans at times. And he didn't. Sometimes he worked hard on the pitch, other times he didn't, and that's sort of what caused the friction between fans. If you work hard, fans will always support you, and I think that doesn't help either. Anthony Martial's style is very much laid back.
His personality is very chilled, and
which doesn't help him. Doesn't help him.
Yeah, you can't fault him for it because it's his personality. But like I said in the, I don't know if it's Melbourne victory game or the Crystal Palace it was, because it was Jordan Ayew who walked over. But when it was all kicking off, he was one of the first ones to get over there, push him aside, have a word with him, and like, you need to calm down. Like he just looked hungry, looked like he had some leadership skills, which is, you need that from a striker as well. You need all departments, personality and ability. just on Martial, do you see him playing a big part this season? If you was to guess now.
Got no choice, have we?
That's a good point. Well, you never know. They could bring Ronaldo back. They could bring a striker in. Do you know what I mean?
I don't see us bringing. I don't see us bringing a striker in to start. If we bring a striker in, he's going to be on the bench. He's going to be I think
like a young, promising one. Do you think?
Or someone like Belotti or something like a free, something like that.
Yeah. You will not let this Belotti go, will you?
I don't want him. I don't want him. Like I don't think that's the player we should go for. But it's a United type sign. It's a Glazer signing.
I get that.
It is. Do you know what I mean? Like Igalo, Cavani.
I don't mind Antony though.
Antony, but it depends how much he's going to cost us because Brentford. Yeah. I'm not going to let him go cheap, had he?
I don't think they're the best pleased with us as well. I think. Do you remember when Thomas Frank had that goal at us? We were saying like they've got Sancho, they've got this player, blah blah blah, and then obviously we took Christian Eriksen off him as well. Yeah. So I have a feeling that they're not going to be very friendly with us at all.
Couple of comments in the chat.
Go on.
Shreyas in the chat. What's up, Shreyas, mate? Big part of the channel. Is it time for me to step up and sign with United? Maybe, mate. Maybe it is.
If just up front, put your boots on, mate.
Yeah, put your boots on. It just became toxic at Pogba by the end. Yeah, pretty much. Ashley Dello, what's up, mate? Welcome back to the chat. Always a loyal fan there. He's just put in the Antony Martial chant in the chat. Very nice. Antony Martial comes for French English press. He said they had no chance. 50 million down the drain. Antony Martial scores again. Love it.
And look, we'll be.
Shreyas, Martial is definitely going to hit his true potential this season. Watch him rip it apart.
Yeah. And look, we'll all get behind him if he does that. Absolutely. I'm not going to sit here and say he's still shit, he's still this or whatever, blah blah blah. You have to get behind players, absolutely. Especially when a new manager comes in, it's a clean slate. Even people like Maguire. If everyone's going to push behind Martial, say he'll come back, whatever, blah blah. Do have the same standards with all the players, with the whole team. Do it with Maguire as well. I didn't agree with that booing that he got the other day, but we'll touch on that a little bit later from Ten Hag's press conference. Another article I wanted to touch on, which kind of ties into what we were just discussing about, was from the journalist Chris Wheeler. And he says, even if Cristiano Ronaldo was to return to Manchester United training next week, Antony Martial is set to start the season. I personally feel you would upset the camp if you brought him back in. If Ronaldo came back and he was like, right, you're starting against Brighton straight away. Yeah. I think Martial deserves a chance. I know we were just discussing that then. He's willing to train hard. He works in the system. He's got a great partnership with Sancho and Rashford. Surely, I know it's Cristiano Ronaldo, but if he comes back, he's not had a full pre-season. Or he's not had a pre-season at all. No. That would be hypocritical of Ten Hag then to go, yeah, you step into the team, you're our main striker, blah, blah, blah. Because I think that would absolutely crush Martial's confidence. And we've seen what happened when Ibra came in. Martial didn't like it. He just kind of tethered off to the left. We saw what happened when Cavani came in, and then when Ronaldo came in. Like, he likes being loved, doesn't he, in that position.
Yeah, he's the main man. Like, that's what he enjoys. He thrives off the confidence of being like, you're the guy, you're the one. And yeah, Severe's just said it in the chat. Ten Hag said players have to earn their place. No striker walks in without proving himself. Pretty much, even if you're Ronaldo.
He sticks to that.
Yeah, even if you're Ronaldo, you need to prove yourself. You've not been here pre-season. You're not wanted to be here for another thing. So, if you want to come back to the team, you have to prove that you want to be part of this and that you're willing to earn your way back into the team. Yeah. Because Antony Martial's doing that. He scored in every game. He's working hard. Ten Hag's already come out and praised him and said, I want him part of my team. He's going to be a big part of it. So he's earned his way in. So you have to do the same. I know Ronaldo, best player to ever play the game, arguably.
Definitely.
It's you have to earn. It doesn't matter who you are. It has to be. United has to be about the team now. From now on, we have to be about the team. We saw what happened when we brought in mercenaries and individuals. Ibrahimovic, Cavani, Di Maria, people who didn't really want to be here. They just wanted a paycheck or.
I think Ibra was a little bit different because he came in with Mourinho because he knew Mourinho was a winner.
But Ibrahimovic he's a player about himself. He's not a team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He is what he says on the tin. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know exactly what you're going to get from Ibrahimovic.
But that's not the sort of player we want. Despite his talents and how good he is, that's not the sort of player you want.
Especially in this system right now, we don't want that. If you give me a prime Zlatan, I'll probably take
Prime
it, especially right
Cavani.
now.
I'd fucking love Prime
Oh,
Cavani.
yeah. But you don't want to be signing any players kind of over the age of 30 now.
Especially when
they
were injury prone as well.
And
Yeah.
that's the last thing we need. And to be fair to Martial, he doesn't get injured a lot. From what I can remember
jinxed
anyway.
this for us now, mate.
Yeah, hopefully not, because if he does, we're absolutely fucked. But yeah, again, let's move on from one Antony to another Antony.
Couple of comments in the chat.
Go on.
Hashley Dallo, Martial looks like he's playing freely and passionately. He's more confident, happy now. Has the confidence and love of the coach. Definitely agree.
Yeah.
Sheree asks, Ronaldo needs to come out officially and say what the situation is. Work for it, earn it. Ten Hag. Yeah, pretty much agree with all of that, mate.
Yeah, just smart comments today. Every one of them I've
Everybody switched on.
So yeah, from one Antony to another Antony. Obviously the one at Ajax. His representatives, Junior Pedroso. Junior Pedroso was in Manchester for talks on Thursday. Now, something is definitely cooking with Antony. I mean, we did a show about it last night. Make sure you check that out if you haven't seen it, if you want all the updates on Antony, like the most current updates. Very interesting. But yeah, it seems like there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with Antony's representatives. You've got a club in Manchester United who want the player. You want the player who wants to join United. But then Ajax, who are unwilling to sell unless they get a really good price. And that's why I still don't think this deal would happen. Do you think United can negotiate the right price for him, Sam?
I mean, we're not famous for good negotiation tactics, are we?
No.
We've not got
a good question in it, to be fair, but
we've not had a good history of it. See Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire, for examples.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got a new regime in now. John Murtough, Richard Arnold, Matt Judge has gone. EY Woo Woo, famously, is gone.
Who
was the other guy? Who was the other guy that we had as well? Matt Judge.
Who? On the board?
Matt Judge,
Richard
Woodward.
Woodward. Who was left?
No, there was another guy. I'm sure there was.
No.
Anyway.
It was, yeah.
Anyway, so we've got a new regime in charge, which they seem to be signing the right type of players, but they have fucking dragged it out, let's be honest. Like, we got Eriksen went on for ages, and then he apparently was due for his medical. It took like 2 weeks. It's like, how long is his medical, and what the fuck are they doing to it? Like, took so long. Lisandro Martinez, it was like, oh, it was done and dusted, and it took like a week for it to come out and go, oh yeah. And by the way, they're not going on tour. It's like, well, yeah, because you took a week, 2 weeks to fucking do the sign and stuff like that. Terrell Malacia seems to be the only one that we sort of like that and just done it and got done.
And it was kind of unexpected.
Yeah.
Like, when we was going into the window, not one person was mentioning Malacia as signing. I mean, why don't we just do what we did with that deal when it was like, Leon was just about to sign him, they set the price for him already, so you can't haggle on it, and then just dive in and swoop and take him. Do you know what I mean? Just keep doing that. Why not? Obviously, you then need another club to be interested, but if we're being honest, a player like Antony, I imagine there's 3-4 clubs interested in him.
Like Barcelona have been trying to do with all their players. Like Rafinha was going to Chelsea and Arsenal, wasn't he?
Yeah.
They came in, snatched him. Jules Koundé has been going to Chelsea this entire summer, and Barcelona tried to snatch him, but obviously he's ended up going to Chelsea, but Barcelona tried to snatch him as well. So it is possible to do it. You can do it like that. And I think we also had better options for free transfers and people who are out of contract or like running long contracts and stuff like that. You could have been smarter about it.
Yeah,
we have been better this summer than we've been in previous summers, but it's still not it doesn't fill you with confidence just yet. Hopefully it's just a teething problems. It's their first season in charge of the board and the transfers. Hopefully they get better as they go along. Yeah. Hopefully that's the case, but we'll see what happens. Whether it happened or not, I could see it happening, but only if we get the price that we want. I hope that we're prepared to walk away if Ajax are insistent on, what was it, 70 million.
You don't want to pay 70 million, do you?
If it's under 50,
I know it's not money. A lot of people say it's not your money or whatever, blah blah blah. I get that, but it has a knock-on effect on everything else.
It also just shows in future negotiations for other players that we're going to pay whatever price you set. So if we're able to walk away, then clubs will go, well, they're prepared to walk away. We could have done with that 50 million or whatever it is. So
they'll look at it and say, well, Ajax were saying they wanted 70, they were saying
Yeah.
no 50, they ended up paying 70.
Yeah.
Leicester were saying 80 mil for Maguire, we were saying no, we want to pay 50,
Yeah.
we ended up paying 80. So they'll just look at our history and they'll be like, we can just take him for mugs, we'll
Yeah.
keep getting walked over. So it's about making the right decisions at the right time. I think eventually, either way, in a season, if we get a season under Ten Hag, we'll probably end up getting Antony next season anyway. So I think he will come. It's just a matter of when. But we need to be the boss in these situations. Speaking about the boss,
sorry to ruin your segue.
he's ruined 3 of my segues now.
I saw these comments in the chat. I want to get, and they're related to what we spoke about. So, Ashley Dallow, when a player gets better, the boos get slower. Eric Ten Hag on Maguire. Interesting.
Just about to touch on that actually.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. If you had a choice to bring in any winger you want, who would you be your choice? That's from sure.
Any winger right now?
Yeah.
But realistic or
whatever you want.
Whatever I want. You know what I'm going to say.
Go
on. Real Madrid.
Brazilian.
Yeah, 100%. No doubt in my mind. That's
all right. Let's go realistic then. Go realistic.
Oh God.
Shreyas has just mentioned the one I want. So.
Who's that?
Chiesa,
very good player. To be fair,
yeah,
I think he's just signed from Fiorentina though to Juventus because he was on loan to Juventus, and now I think they've just officially bought him. So I think that'd be a hard deal to do, to be honest.
But yeah, he impressed me at the Euros. He's a very good player.
Yeah, very good player. You know what? A lot of people might call me a dick for this. I might say I'm stupid or whatever. I would have took Raheem Sterling.
Good choice.
Honestly, I would have took Raheem Sterling. I think the balance, if you would have had Sancho, Martial, and Sterling, I think the balance in that front three is ridiculous. You've got Sterling who can run in behind. He's got blistering pace. Sancho, who's unbelievable 1v1, and you've got Martial to be the pin in between them, and I think that would have worked really well. I know he's played for Liverpool. I know he's played for City. Comes with a bit of baggage, but he's proven he was our best player. He was the best player at the Euros by far, and he's got. I think it was a thing I saw about stats with Raheem Sterling that said Pep Guardiola's there's only 4 players under him who scored over 100 goals. I think it was, or something around that ballpark. And it was Sterling, Aguero, Messi, and David Villa, was it? Or maybe Eto'o or someone. Mm-hmm. So it just shows what caliber of player he is. I think he's super underrated, and I think he'll do really well for Chelsea.
Let us know in the chat who you like, who winger you buy. Yeah. Shreyas is going with Chiesa. Ashley Dallow was saying Antony. He said the guy's only 22, plays like he's having fun. He's definitely a fun watch. Yeah. He's definitely very fun to watch. So.
Explosive. Some of the touches he's done, and he was one in the Champions League where Sandro Martinez actually played the ball, the clips on our TikTok, and it comes from like 70 yards, and he brings it down like with his opposite foot, but behind him, like a back heel, and just drops it dead, kills it dead straight away. Like he is definitely talented.
Severe. Antony's a must-buy this season. We should pay the fee. He's a 10 high player through and through, fits into the system.
Would you pay 70 mil though? I wouldn't pay 70 million.
It's a lot of money. It's Sancho level money, that.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay it. But if Ten Hag wants him, then go get who the manager wants. Equally, I'll back it just as much.
You're getting agreements. Ashley Dallow, I agree with you, mate. Sterling was the man, and he was a Man United supporter when he was a kid. Yeah, I was saying that. He's a Man United fan, even though he's played for City and Liverpool. Yeah. But he's a Man United fan.
It happens all the time. I think Harry Kane's an Arsenal fan. Or an Arsenal fan when he was growing up. Yeah, I think so. So
Ollie was a Liverpool fan growing up, wasn't he? As well.
There you go. Right, let's move on to the press conference then, Sam. I'm going to dig out some quotes and get your reactions to that. One of them was what Ashley Dallow commented before, and he got asked about Maguire being booed during the last game. Ten Hag said, "We heard them, but if you perform, it slows down." I think he and the team impressed by the way they played. I thought that was the perfect answer to say, because it's not having sympathy for him. Just like, look, if you perform, you'll get your merits. Don't worry about it. It'll go. What do you think about that booing? Because I imagine it's similar thoughts to myself. When I heard it, it did not make sense at all. Like, if you want a player to perform well, the last thing you want to do right in the preseason is start booing him, innit?
I think booing your own players is always a bit of a weird thing. Like, I get why people do it. You paid your ticket, or your season ticket, you should be able to say or do whatever within reason. Obviously, don't abuse people because we're human beings. And some people feel like they have a right to do that. Personally, I don't. I think if you go to support a team, you support the team. You don't pick individual players out. Obviously, you can criticize their performance and you can criticize the way they play, but don't because it affects the team. It's a pre-season game as well, for the love of Christ. Just fucking
it's not even competitive.
It's not even, nobody gives a shit. It's pre-season. They're there to get the fitness up and sort of work on tactics. Like, why are we booing? It's like, it's not a cup final. It's not a game that matters. Just fucking enjoy the game, watch and support the team, man. Like, it's such a, it's a weird thing. Like, I didn't understand the England one either. It's just like, you're booing a player who, most of you are probably not United fans. Like, I'm sure there is some United fans in there, but
a lot of Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal.
You're booing a player who plays for your national team because he plays for a team that you don't support, and then you think he's shit. It's bizarre to me, absolutely
weird,
bizarre. But I don't agree with people booing players. For me personally, like I would never boo a player for having bad performances. I'd criticize them. I'd say things and be like, "What's happening?" and stuff like that. But like, I would never boo a player for that. It's just, I don't think it's.
I remember
right.
I can't remember what game it was specifically when I was at Old Trafford last season, and he was cheering when it got announced that Rashford was coming off as a sub, and I didn't like that at the time. I thought that was I thought it was a bit distasteful.
It's understandable. I understand the feeling.
Yeah, I get it, the frustration.
I understand it. Yeah.
But I think it has a negative impact in what you're doing anyway, and it's just kind of counterproductive. Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
I think the way Ten Hag's managing this situation, all with the likes of Maguire and other players, I feel like he's just giving a level of trust to him, and he's saying, "Look, if you let me down, you're going to be out of the squad. Simple as." So only time will tell with Maguire and players like that. Let's move on to another quote. So, Erik Ten Hag on concerns regarding Ronaldo not being back yet, and he says, "Of course. But concerning is maybe not the right word. I focus on the players who are there. They are doing really well. I prefer to develop that. I cannot wait for him to come in. Then we'll integrate him." I know we spoke about Martial and Ronaldo quite a lot, but I have to repeat my point. I can't see a world where Ronaldo comes waltzing back in and it's just everything's fine and dandy. Because the way Ten Hag's preaching about it's a team game, it's not about you, it's not about individuals. You can't just let someone come back in and be the main striker when they haven't even been part of the pre-season. So, yeah, I don't know if you want to give us your quick thoughts on Ronaldo.
If he lets Ronaldo, obviously, Ten Hag dodging questions like the Matrix there, and questions he's just like...
Yeah, he's very blunt as well, though. Sometimes just like, I'm going to... we'll see what happens when he gets back. Yeah. And then just leave it like that, and you're like, okay.
I love it. He gives them nothing, but then he also provides the perfect answer where they can have no retaliation, just shuts it down.
Yeah.
But it undermines Ten Hag's authority if he lets Ronaldo waltz in and take Martial's starting place. All his authority and all his talk of earn your place just goes away.
He won't be the biggest man in the dressing room then. If he lets Ronaldo come back, have his say, get straight back into the team, his authority goes completely, doesn't it? Like, the players then look at it like, okay, he's letting him do that. He's letting him get away with that, or whatever. I think if Ronaldo he doesn't really want to come back, but if he gets to the end of the window and he's got no buyers, Mendes hasn't managed to move him on, bench him. If he's going to be like that, fucking bench him. Yeah,
earn your way.
Why not?
Yeah, earn your way.
It comes back to double standards. So, yeah, I hope he does do that.
I don't want to ruin another segue. So, before you do it, let me get these comments out of the way. Hashtag Dallo, Chiesa. The problem is many players from Serie A find it difficult to adapt to the Premier League. I have reserved Serie A players I have my reservations on Serie A players when they come to England. Yeah, that's fair enough. Severe. I didn't agree with United's stand answer on Sky News when asked about Maguire booing. It's a bit stale now, trying to boo Maguire. It's a new manager, new season, move on. Yeah, I think everybody's looking for a fresh start. Shreyas, Bellingham going to leave Dortmund next season. Where would he go? Out for him. Interesting.
We've got no chance in that department. Say that for free.
It's not happening. Martinez coming in. Maguire will be under a ton of pressure to perform. Exactly. Competition for places. That's what we need.
Yeah, absolutely. And just on centre-back partnerships, I think Varane and Lissandro would be the best one. But with Varane's injuries, I do think it'll be Lissandro and Maguire. But you got to be careful in that transition.
Can I have one game with Bailly and Martinez, please?
Yeah, and can it be either a Liverpool game or Arsenal, just so it can snap someone?
Leeds as well.
Or Leeds.
Just give me one game. Just one game. Yeah. That's all I want. I'll be happy then.
2 warriors. Absolute warriors at the back.
Someone's getting sent off. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'd love it. Erik Ten Hag also spoke on the front four. Martial, Rashford, Sancho, and Fernandes, and he said they connect really good together. I think when you see that, you are lucky as a manager. They are a threat. The team has weapons, and we need to improve that every day. And look, I hate comparing us to the likes of City or Liverpool, but the front 4/3 in them have a great connection. They can all interchange, and they all look really well gelled together. And I think that is absolutely critical to have a front forward line like that. If you can't, you can have individuals really great as players, yeah, but if they don't link, they don't gel, it's irrelevant to me. The reason why City is so good is because they can have Bernardo Silva on the right, Foden on the left, and then say Sterling who can play up top. Any three of them can play, especially Bernardo Silva can play nearly every position on the pitch, quite literally.
Yeah.
Like and the fluent, and when you're creating angles, they've got to be comfortable in every area, and that's why I think Ten Hag loves Dallo as well, because he's comfortable on his left foot, as we saw. He assisted Antony Martial. He's comfortable at dropping into midfield if he needs to play as like a DM, like to pick off some passes. Comfortable straight down the line everywhere, and I think that's really important to get more players like that. And what we saw, what happened with Martial, Rashford, and obviously Mason. Them three up top who had that connection, who got 56 goals and 20 assists or whatever it was. That's why they got that. Not because individually they was great talents, which they are, but the way they play together, I think that's really important. So do you see them, with that in mind, do you see them three being the main attackers this season? Obviously, bar if Antony comes in or whatever. How do you see it playing out?
I think it'd be great if they're all on form and they're playing well. I think it could be they're up there if they're on form and are playing at their best. They're up there with like Liverpool's front three and City's front three. Obviously, City have got more squad depth because if, like you said, those front three, if they're not working, who they bring off the bench, Riyad Mahrez, who is equally as good.
Jack Grealish.
You know what I mean? They've got quality and depth, so if something's not working, they can bring somebody on. We haven't got that luxury really. We've got talented youngsters like Ahmad and stuff like that, but they're not at the level that City's is at. So, but if we got somebody like Antony in, that's another good option on the bench there, or another option to start, and you can switch it out and it's interchangeable. Like you said, if we can make it so it's fluid, so people are interchanging positions. Say Rashford will go through the middle and that Martial goes out left, or Sancho comes across the left, and you can switch it out and stuff. That'd be amazing. If we could play like that, I'd love to see that, and it just gives you so many more options, and it gives more of the defense to worry about, because they're like, well, where's Martial? Oh, he's out left. Oh, he's up top. Oh, so and so's like, it keeps them guessing. Whereas like last year, we knew what was going to happen. Where was the attack coming? Yeah,
because then if Rashford goes into the middle, you've got pace to worry about then in behind. It's a completely different threat. And I think you have been seeing sparks of that in pre-season. You've seen a lot of movement, interchanging. Like, I think Sancho's goal shown that, because you had Rashford who was near the halfway line, did that drag back, drilled it into Martial. Martial then set Sancho to running behind, and then he got his goal. So, yeah, I'm actually loving that fluidity in the front three at the minute. Out of them individually, Sam, Sancho, Rashford, Martial, at the best, who stands out for you?
Sancho, by far.
Yeah.
I think Sancho.
By far.
I think Sancho's not even reached his ceiling level yet. I think he's got so much more.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
And he's
much younger as well, and 4 years younger, I think.
Yeah, he's what, 21, like 22?
Yeah.
He's not even at his peak, and he's already looking fantastic. He's already looking very, very good. We saw what he did in the Bundesliga. Like, we saw how he destroyed teams. And I think he's not reached his level yet. I think he's got more to come. I think under Ten Hag, he could be even better. Obviously, I think Rashford's a bit more of a question mark after last season. We're hoping that he could get back to the Marcus Rashford that we had like a couple of seasons ago, but it's an open question at the minute. We have to wait. Martial has already improved, and if he can do more, we're onto a winner. Like, we're already onto a winner. Before you go to the next one, some questions for you in the comments. Flex Felix back in the chat. What's up, mate? Welcome back. Those four could get us 50 to 60 goals in the league this season. I think he's referring to Fernandes, Sancho,
Bruno,
Rashford,
Sancho. How many goals did he say?
50 to 60.
Yeah.
Between them.
I'd agree with that. Probably, potentially, yeah.
Ashley Dallow, what are your thoughts on Eric Bailly? I don't want him to leave because he's good. I think he should be given at least a season to show his worth. Hopefully he does not get injured. Thoughts on Eric Bailly, Nick? your favourite player.
I think, yeah, as I was about to say, I think you know my thoughts on every bit. I really like him. I think he's got some great attributes. I think he's combative, athletic, got great recovery pace, mental at times, which can go against him, but can go for him, as we saw with his assist in pre-season, but also as we saw with his clanger against City and his clanger, which he nearly cost us a goal, but didn't. So I think if you're a coach, it might worry you a little bit because you never know what you're going to get from him. So I think consistency is a massive thing to have in centre-backs, and maybe that's why some coaches don't go for him. But you can't tell me, in terms of individual ability, he's not as good as most of the centre-backs we've got at the club. That's just my personal opinion.
When he's at his best, he's one of our best.
When he's at his best, he's really good, yeah. And if you're playing a high line with Erik Ten Hag, who do you want in that high line? You've got Varane or Bailly,
he's quick
and then
as
you've
well,
got
isn't
Sandro.
Extremely quick. He's a fucking unit as well. Like, he's a big lad.
He'll put his head in front of stuff. Like, he don't care. So yeah, if he can stay fit, then I'd definitely give him a chance.
Yeah, a couple more questions for Shreyas. Malacia and Dalot as a full-back partnership looks threatening. Both getting better and better under Ten Hag. Definitely agree with that. Dalot, a quote for David De Gea: "I hate it when I win individual player award because that shows that the team is not playing well." It's great credits to my theory, doesn't it? Really, we play shit. David De Gea is amazing. When we play well, David De Gea is fucking shocking. I prefer to win silverware with the team. Great spirit from Dave. Dave saves. Hashtag. Yeah, I'm with that, mate. And then, yeah, he lost his place to Romero, came back stronger. He lost his place to Henderson, came back stronger. He'll prove he's our number one. A lot of support for David De Gea in the chat.
I do like David De Gea, but this might be a bit of a controversial opinion. I think eventually, if Ten Hag stays and Ten Hag becomes successful, I don't think De Gea will be in that team.
No, I think he's gone.
My opinion. Eventually,
I think in a couple of years, I think they're going to let his contract run out.
And then sell him to whoever.
JD,
my opinion.
JD49 is in agreement with mine. I would like to see Bailly alongside Martinez for games. I think they'd be unstoppable. There'll also be murder, mate. There'll be murder on that pitch. There's going to be red cards, mate. It's too much carnage for like a regular partnership, mate. You can't do that. Can't do it.
I'll tell you what I want to see, right? I want to see either the Liverpool or Arsenal or City game, them two play and just put absolute studs in Haaland.
Yeah.
Or put studs in Monreal or Nunes. One of them,
wait,
and I'll be happy.
What's his name, Nick? What's his name?
Darwin Punes, sorry. Yeah, so if they want to do that, I think we've got Liverpool in the third game in the Prem. Start them two and just say, if you're Ten Hag, just go in that dressing room and be like, listen to me, lads. They've got a striker today who's phenomenal. They've got Erling Haaland or they've got Darwin Punes. What I want you to do, as soon as he gets that ball, drop kick the shit out of that motherfucker.
Let him know you're there. Let him know you're there.
Yeah. Let him know. Because the Sandro's already had Haaland in his pocket. He had him in his pocket in the Champions League against Dortmund, so can't wait to see it again. Where's we up to now? I've gone on a bit of a tangent there.
Quotes from the press conference.
Quotes. Yeah, actually, that was the last quote that we was thinking. Cool. I was one more question on that, sorry. If you had to guess now who will have the most goal involvement out of them three, Rashford, Martial and Sancho, would you still go with Sancho again?
I'm leaning towards Sancho. But I would love it for it to be any of them.
I can't believe the disrespect Sky Sports with him. Do you remember when he got signed? He did 007, 0 goals, 0 assists, and I can't remember what the 7 was. It was like whatever it was.
JD in the chat. Let there be carnage. I think that's in reference to Bailly and Martinez.
Imagine that you go in the dressing room and you're like, let there be carnage. And they just like got the boots like,
Jesus Christ.
Mental.
Shreyas has gone one step further. Put Hannibal on two with Bailly and Martinez. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
There's going to be a
got prison spine there.
Yeah.
HMP spine. Love it. So that's everything finished on. Obviously, there was more quotes that came out from the press conference, but we've got that much stuff to get through today. I've only brought 3 or 4 there. There's a few quotes from Bruno Fernandes. He's been talking to Sky Sports, and he says, I talk with the manager. He asked me what I'm feeling about the game plan, and I said to him I had a coach at Sporting Lisbon, Marcel Keizer, who came from Ajax too, and the way of things was quite similar, and I had my best season with him. How do you see Bruno developing under Ten Hag? Do you think he can rein that kind of petulance in? Do you think he can become more of a control player?
He seems to be more clinical, but he's passing in the preseason games that I've seen. Like, he's still trying the not quite Hail Mary passes, but he's still trying those like risky passes. But he's not doing like when he used to do it like last season. That's all he was doing. He had no runners. There was no runners to sort of get on the end of these balls. Now he's got these runners. He's got Sancho. He's got Martial. He's got Rashford in front of him, who are all working together. So those balls are going to be more effective more often now. But he's keeping it tidy. He's keeping it neat and stuff like that. He seems way more focused. What are you laughing at?
Balls tidy, neat.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored by Manscaped, by the way.
Yeah, it's Kevin a neat. That would have been a perfect segue for Manscaped.
But if Manscaped want to sponsor us, and anybody Manscaped's watching, we're open to sponsorship. So bring it on.
You're more than welcome. He's up. Sorry, was you finishing your point then?
I've lost my train of thought now. It's fine.
Okay, so my bad. Yeah, I'll give you something else to think now. He says nobody can get away with anything. With Ten Hag, and the senior players have to play their part too, making sure that everyone is on the same page. Ten Hag brings discipline, but he also gives players the freedom to make choices. But he has his own rules we have to follow. He also wants to give some responsibility to the older ones. So you're starting to get a bit of an image of how Ten Hag works, bringing a lot of discipline, but freedom at the same time. I think that's what the players after last season, they needed someone like that. I know a lot of people were leaning towards Conte during the November period when Ole got sacked because he's a bit of a discipline. He's a bit of a shithouse, Conte, and like you get in there and it's like you see that player pass out in training the other day.
All of them are passing out. They're all going.
Like one completely passed out though. That's how hard he's working.
I saw they were trying. There was two players dragging Harry Kane onto his feet because he was fucked.
Yeah, definitely. But Ten Hag certainly seemed like for me, it feels right. It feels like it just fits. Yeah. I know it's very, very early. Like someone could probably clip that up and you just see like clown noises. And in November we're getting smashed. But I don't see it happening. To be honest, I think the style of football is already implementing within not a lot of time. If we're being completely honest, with the players, do you see the players last season and how they're playing now? The different realms.
It was the inmates
completely different realms.
Inmates running the asylum last season, wasn't it? Yeah. Like they were just fucking sodding it off and just not giving a shit. Whereas Ten Hag's come in and gone, look, if you do that, what you were doing last season, you're not going to be here. So either focus up and get sharp, or you're gone.
It's putting trust into him and like, listen, if you let me down, I will drop you. And that's why I was saying last season, Sam, when there was at times when Maguire was playing really poor, Rashford was playing really poor, and Ole or Ragnick never dropped him.
No,
they never ever dropped him.
Ole didn't drop anybody. Ole never dropped anyone.
What does that say to players in the dressing room or young players who are coming up and they're seeing them perform as bad as they were and they're still playing? It's like, what? So I don't have to try. I don't have to put in effort. I don't have to play like 8 out of 10 every single game. Standards drop, and then look what happened towards the back end of last season. So I think Ten Hag is the perfect man right now, and I'd go as far to say he could be another Klopp or Pep if he carries on doing what he's doing, because I think he's got all the right qualities.
I'm so excited, like, for a season for the first time in a long time. Like
exciting football
with Ole, but I was like, I hope it goes well. That's how I felt with Ole. I was like, I hope it goes well. With Mourinho, I was like, well, at least we'll win something. It's not going to be pretty football, but at least we'll win something. Moyes, I just trusted that Fergie knew what he was doing. I hope that he knew what he was doing. Obviously, didn't work out. Couple of things in the chat. Sherman Lawrence, Bruno is going to be better than Wild Ericsson given in competition. No more Cinderella passes. Waste man. Fair enough.
I love that. But just before you get to the thing, hit that subscribe button as well. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, we're trying to hit 250 subs before the season starts. I think we're like, I don't know how many we are off at the minute, but we're not far away. So if you can push us up closer to that goal, we'd really appreciate that.
We've got 35 people in the chat. So if you're not all subscribed, please hit it below there. It really helps out. Like the video. Thank you for all the comments as well. We're loving it. Severe. Sam lost his train of thought thinking about balls. Yeah, I did, right. Yeah. I think that's it. We're all good. Next quote.
Perfect. No, that was the last quote. So to touch on because there was so much to talk about. I think we've been on for an hour now, something like that. I didn't want to make it, kind of too long. So I think that's everything needed to be discussed. Everyone who's watching right now, There is obviously a game on tomorrow. I think kickoff's about 11:15. Me and Shreyas will be doing a watch along for that, so make sure you join us. We'll be covering the team lineup, obviously the game itself, and then a bit of post-match reaction after it. So make sure you join us. Probably be doing a post-match. We'll be doing a post-match review. I can't remember now. Yeah,
I'll
doing
jump,
a post-match review
on for that
with some of the other lads, get their thoughts on it, difference in opinion. And then, Sunday, there'll probably be some streaming on the Twitch channel. So, Sam, if you want to lead us with the socials.
Yeah, so you see our lovely little graphic underneath there. I think I'm more like, more here for me. TikTok, search Real Reds, it'll pop up the actual handles underneath there. Nick doing lovely little clips, some funny stuff, some little sketches, and then loads of clips for the shows like this. Go check that out. It's really cool. It's blowing up. It's like getting better and bigger and better every day. So go check that out. Twitch, obviously we mentioned that. We'll be Twitch streaming tomorrow. It's normally like
We'll be
twitching. We'll be like twitching tomorrow.
Come join us.
That won't be on the stream.
Okay, no.
We'll be Assassin's Creed, PUBG, Call of Duty. They're all the sort of non-football related games basically. Twitter. Ran by Dan and Shreyas. Go check that out for all your latest news, updates. Every minute to minute, sometimes every hour, there's normally a little update or a little piece of news. They normally get the team lineups out as well, so go check that out, like pre-match game. All the links to the shows are on there as well, so go follow them. Instagram, you've got all the sort of quotes that Nick mentioned in graphical form, so you can go look at that. We've got all the news. We've got all the graphics for the shows and let you know when the shows are happening, the schedules for the week,
lives
all that
as well.
All the lives, the links to the lives and the story and stuff. So if you're not following the Instagram, go follow the Instagram as well. And then you're on the YouTube right now.
Schedule, sorry, so I think content schedule on Insta as well.
Yes, I did say schedule.
Oh, did you? My bad.
So we've got 32 people watching now. So if you're not subscribed, please consider and do so. It helps start trying to see, like Nick said, we're trying to get to 250 before the season starts. We're pretty close, so if you get to that will help us out. Like the video, leave your comments underneath. If you want to chat about football, drop me a DM on Instagram. Always happy to chat. I've chatted with a bunch of people today. Always happy to chat football. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. We appreciate all the support, and it's just going to get bigger and better. So come with us on the journey.
Definitely. And we'll see you for the watch along tomorrow. Me and Shreyas, 9:45. Kickoff will be live a little bit earlier with the team news.
We'll drop a link We'll drop a link on the socials so you can just click and you come straight here. So yeah.
Cheers for all the newbies as well that have joined.
Yeah,
interacted
thank you
in the chat. We appreciate it. Cheers, guys. See you in a bit.